Greetings, friends, and welcome to episode 21 of Mark's Vinyl and CD Collection. I haven't made a video like this, a video from this sort of area of my video channel for a while. Last I've seen, I think it says it was 3 months ago that I did one, which is a long while ago, obviously. We all know why. I'm just finishing up the recording of my third album, so that's been taking up a lot of time. Excuse my throat today. Still a little hoarse from a lot of the singing that's been going on this week, so just bear with me. So, during that time, I've been gathering some things for my collection. And to start, I'm going to show you 3 things that I added to my cassette collection. Yes, I have fallen under the spell of collecting cassettes now as well. After a little article I read from Tony Visconti saying that if you get a cassette that's recorded on a really good chrome tape, sometimes it can sound as good as a CD, if not better, which I find fascinating. I mean, I've always had cassettes from a long time ago, but I have to admit I kind of miss the whole sound of cassette as well. I mean, it's just one of those things, you know. If you liked them, you did. If you didn't like them, some people thought they were inconvenience. But anyways, enough about that. Let's just show you what I got. I got David Bowie Heroes. Now, this is all from, I guess, somebody's collection that they put in at the local music store that they got rid of, which I don't understand why they did, because if you take a look at this, these are all original pressings or like releases from England. There's Heroes, there's Pinups. Notice that the spines are all exactly the same. They're from the exact same series of release. I think if you take a good look there, it should say at the bottom that's made in England. And I have this one as well, Diamond Dogs. I think I do have a couple of other ones that I've recently got. They're in my other room though, but I think I might have actually showed them on my Instagram channel. So if you're interested in that, just check out my Instagram channel, and the other ones from the English release series I think are there. So those are the cassettes. Yesterday I picked up something again from Bowie as well. But this is interesting because it's a Australian pressing. Pretty hard to find this actually. And it has 4 songs, if you notice on here. It has Rebel, Rebel, Queen, Bitch, Sorrow, and Amsterdam. A really great version of Amsterdam that he did. And I was very surprised to find this Australian pressing of it. It's in really good condition. It sounds really, really good. Whoever had this prior took really nice care of it. So I'm happy to have it in my collection. I mainly have the picture disc 7-inch that have been coming out, but this is a nice addition to the collection that I have. Okay, on to the vinyl. Picked up a few things, not too much, so it won't be an overly long video, but there's some interesting things I've got, I think. First up is I've got a copy of my good friend Havard, who lives in Norway. He released his own album, similarly to how I released my own music. He did a really awesome record called Entity. His band name is Moonscape, and he just released this very fine record. I still have it in the shrink. Mine is number 10, I believe. It's numbered at the bottom. Yeah, number 10 of 100 copies. So this is fantastic that I have that. I'll show you. He has a nice printed sleeve with the thank yous and the lyrics and so on. It was actually in that sleeve, the vinyl. But I also bought something else, or got something else off. Well, got something else off him as well. But I used that sleeve for this because it's a nice, he had it in a nice anti-static bag. So I scooped the anti-static bag from the other thing I got from him and used it for this because I think this looks really nice. I'm going to keep it nicely protected. Here's the actual vinyl. It's very nicely done. I believe he got this done at GZ in the Czech Republic. Sounds very good. It's very like symphonic, progressive rock metal. Really good stuff. There's some heavy vocals, like really heavy vocals, and there's some melodic stuff and all kinds of stuff. It's really, really good. And I did mention I got something else from him. And no, it's not the exact same thing. It is the same cover, but what I had sent and what I'm very happy to own, thank you very much Havard for this, is I have the first test press of this record as well. So it's very, very cool. Thank you so much for that. I love collecting test pressings. They're not the easiest things to find, so whenever I have an opportunity to grab a hold of one, I usually don't hesitate. So that's first up in my collection. Next up is something that I've been wanting to grab for a while since it's been out, and just totally ironically, when I went to one of the music stores I haven't been to for a little while, I looked around and they had this, so I grabbed it, which is the latest edition release of Yes 90125. If you take a look at the hype sticker, it says that is a 35th anniversary tricolor vinyl edition. It has the exact same inner as the regular release that when it came out in the original year of 1983. But the vinyl looks anything like what it did in 1983. I'm sure some of you have already seen this. Very cool how they replicated the colors of the actual logo. It is the same pressing as the 35th anniversary release of it that came out not long ago. So it sounds good. Once again, I'm glad to have this into my collection. And I believe before that I had just gotten also the picture disc that came out for the record store day in 2017. Next, I have another pressing of a Bowie record and another Australian pressing at that. And this is a best of called Bowie Chameleon. And this is a really cool best of. Has a great selection of songs on it, not the usual standard that you would see. There's no Space Odyssey or nothing like that on this. And if you look at the back, it shows you like the timeline and where the songs fall within that timeline. This was released on the Star Call label in Australia. Very neat label. There is another variation of this that actually has it on the green RCA center labels. As you know, RCA usually had a pardon me, an orange center label and later on a sort of brownish or light beige one. But when they had international releases, RCA, they did use a green center label, and there is a variation of this album on that green center label, which is a little bit difficult to find according to the sources that I've been checking up on. So there's Bowie Chameleon. Great stuff. Now, being a Yes fan, of course, whenever I see something that'll add to my collection, I grab it. And this is close to the edge. This is my 7th, I think, or 8th variation of this record. What's so different about this one, you say, because you're probably saying, oh, this looks like every other version of it that you own, and it's true. If you look at the bottom here, this is a United States pressing. Now I don't have a US one, so that was reason enough alone to buy it. But upon further inspection, and thanks to my continued learning and knowledge of dead wax information, I found that there was another reason to own this one. There's the center label. And if you take a look at the bottom there, I don't know if you can see this. This is going to be maybe difficult to see. Right underneath there, right above where it says Atlantic Recording Corp and all that, there's a little small writing there. I don't think you can make it out, so I'll read it to you what it says. And that is manufactured under license issued by Atlantic Records Corporation to the Record Club of America. So this is a Record Club of America release. And the other reason why I got it, it was not that I didn't realize that this was a Record Club press until much later when I had it home. The reason why I got it is because, number one, it was a US pressing I didn't have, and also because when I noticed in the dead wax it said PR, which means it's a Presswell one. I didn't have a variation like that. And I also didn't have a George Piros mastered one, and it's right here in the dead wax. I believe it's AT/GP, and when you see the GP, that's George Piros, and he's done a lot of their early first pressings of their records, and they sound really, really nice. So if you can find a George Piros, make sure you grab it. Sounds good, and if you like Yes music, obviously you want it to sound really good. So Close to the Edge, US press. And the last up that I have here is I found this very nice pressing of Genesis 3 Sides Live. Again, why did I get this one? Well, I only have 2 copies of it, a Canadian one and another Canadian that has one of the albums. It's a double LP, and the second LP is a translucent green for some reason. Very odd pressing. This is a US one, so I don't have a US pressing of it. And upon further inspection, there's a few different things about this as well. This has a sort of custom sort of custom sort of sleeve for it. So I started to realize that this could possibly have been a first press. And when I looked upon the dead wax information, there was a lot of stuff in here that further solidified my guess that it is. You have Atlantic Studios stamped with the initials DK. I forget what his name is. I believe it's Dennis something rather who mastered it. And it has some other indicators in here, like it has the circle EDP in here and some other information. And upon looking on Discogs, this is a rather interesting US pressing. I mean, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the first US ones, according to the information. So, again, I'm starting to luck out a little bit in finding these US first pressings. And this is in like absolutely great condition. I mean, if you consider that the fact that this came out in the 80s. I mean, I can't ask for much more than that. It looks really good, and I'm very happy with that. Okay, so that's it for what I have for right now. Obviously, I'll be looking for more stuff. Now that I'm getting near the end of the recording of my new album, Man of Science, Man of Dreams, everything is done except for guitar solos. I'm going to be doing that starting tomorrow. I just figured that now that I have a bit of time, after doing all the vocals and stuff like that, I took today off, tidied up a little bit here, cleaned up my studio a little bit here. As you can see, I'm starting to clear up a lot of the mess that was around here. And I'm going to prepare myself for tomorrow. I'm looking at maybe about a week's worth of recording to get all these guitar solos done. After the guitar solos are done, I'll be doing what I call the mop-up, which is basically I go through every single song, check to see if there's any sort of little bits of noise that I need to remove from the recording, any coughs or, creaks or noises that need to be removed from the tracks. And other than that, I just go through everything and prep it for mixing. And that's it. I think, and Joe, just to let you know basically what that entails as well. When I prepare for a mix, when I do after I've done the mop up deal, I kind of go in and do a very, 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 very basic, clean sort of general adjustment of the volume for each song to give it like a very introductory start to the mix. There's nothing on there, no effects, no nothing. I just kind of line it up so that when I turn it on, it doesn't sound all weird and cracking like some vocals that are coming blasting out of the speakers or something. Just keep everything nicely aligned, and then I start the mix from there. So all that'll probably take about a week, maybe 8 days to get that, and then I'll be ready to start mixing. So we're very close to the end, my friends. So I thank you all for your support. Thank you for watching this channel. Give me a like if you can. Like I said before, YouTube seems to have this kind of thing now where the more thumbs up somebody gets in their videos, the better they place it in amongst everything else. And, you know, the more eyes that see the video, the better it is, I guess, in terms of people discovering my music and my channel in general. So I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Always great to have other people on here, and leave a comment if you want. And I always respond back to people who comment. So I hope you're having a great weekend. It is Sunday. It is currently 7:30 my time, Eastern Standard Time. So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys all very soon. Bye for now.